Alrighty, so we have a total of 8 new characters coming into play here by writer and director J.J. Abrams for Episode 9, and it's leaving a lot of people out there very concerned on whether or not this movie is going to feel way too overcrowded for this film and take away screen time from the major characters in this film. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, a lot of people out there are very much on edge, including myself, on, like I say, whether or not a total of 8 new characters will take away screen time of Kylo Ren, Rey, Luke, etc. Because on top of that, we have legacy characters, Luke, Leia, and Lando, as well as the sequel characters like Kylo, Rey, Poe, Finn, Rose, etc., right? So a lot is really being inserted into Episode 9. We also have cameos as well, so this movie is going to be very fan-servicey and have a lot of nostalgia in it. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with Keri Russell's character, codenamed Mara. Specifically, a description of Keri Russell is all set to shoot a sequence during this month of January over at Cardington. She is said to be dressed in heavy black armor and will stand in front of a large burning starship on a jungle world. Another sequence to be shot involves her character, codenamed Mara, to be taking cover in back of a pile of rubble and using her blaster on resistance fighters and stormtroopers, and even tossing grenades where pyrotechnics will be used to emulate the explosions. Another sequence to be shot will involve both Keri Russell and Adam Driver back to back, where Kylo is wielding an ignited lightsaber and Keri is wielding a staff-like weapon that shocks of electricity will be at the top, about to take on a band of stormtroopers surrounding all of them. So this is where things get very interesting for sure, right? A lot of people have been wondering about the character of Mara. Now, we also learned and we also know that this character by Keri Russell will actually require a lot of makeup in this movie. So this is also raising a lot of questions. Is she going to be a full-on human in this film, or is she going to be more around the lines of a humanoid in Episode 9? So if you look at everything that has been happening with this movie, a lot of people have been wondering on whether or not she is going to be the actual Mara Jade, or just based on Mara Jade, or just elements of Mara from the EU will be inserted into this new character. So there's a lot of reason to believe here that she is going to be either A, the lead Knight of Ren, or just a Knight of Ren, a part of Kylo Ren's group here in this film. Now, the top reason why is because she's wearing that black armor, and that's bulky black armor just like the Knights of Ren in Episode 7. And also, if you look at in Episode 7, one of the Knights of Ren are holding a staff, so you can really see how everything is starting to connect here. And we actually heard about this too, that she's actually going to be using a helmet in this film that is very similar to that of the Knights of Ren. What I find very confusing, though, is why would she be taking on both resistance fighters and stormtroopers, taking all of them out? Now, this seems like that she could be around the lines of an anti-hero in Episode 9, and maybe she's trying to go against Kylo Ren at some point in time. Also, the mention of the burning starship in the background where Keri Russell's character will be placed in front of it sounds like it connects to that crash sequence that we heard about a couple of weeks ago involving General Hux, Kylo Ren, and the character of Mara, where Mara is actually taken on board and seems like she's taken on board involuntarily. So if we look at everything that has been happening here, we do know that JJ and Chris Terrio are really kind of just prepping a lot of fans for tons of surprises, revelations, twists, and turns in this film, and that a lot of Legends and EU content will be involved in this movie. And if a lot of Legends and EU content is being involved, it really does bring up the question, does that necessarily mean that she is going to be Mara Jade in Star Wars Episode 9, except Disney's own spin on the character? Very possible. So, the Knights of Ren, we do know that they have a heavy role in this movie, big role. They're not going to be some mere cameo or some mere glimpse here and there in a flashback. They are going to be huge in this movie. It's one of the big selling points for Episode 9. They're going to be used in a lot of promo material once the posters come out, all the teaser trailers, all the promo art out there, everything, right? All the merch for Star Wars Episode 9. A lot of it will have all to do with the Knights of Ren. So they really are major players in this movie, and Mara Jade, alright, being a part of Episode 9, I think would be a great way to go. But I feel like that this character codenamed Mara, who is also updated to codenamed MJ, I think is just even more evidence here that she may very well be Disney's version of Mara Jade in Star Wars Episode 9. The last thing that I do want to go over that really does interest me is that a lot of makeup will be required. Like I said, I'm not quite sure if she's going to be a full-on human or a humanoid in Star Wars Episode 9. Is she going to be more around the lines of an alien? Kind of like, you know, what we have seen before with past characters in Star Wars films, where they look human, but they're not quite human. Kind of like a Twi'lek, right? So, let me know what you guys think about all this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to morning.